Who's got a copy of this? Irfan, you got a copy of this? Have you got a copy of this? Still three. Okay. You're still two, isn't it? Yeah. No, not yet. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Okay. We're. Oh, it's quite fair. Can you hear me online? Brilliant. We're ready to go, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نويت التعلم والتعليم والتذكر والتذكير والنفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الدعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى. وبعد. Welcome to this Umrah Workshop. Dear Allah bless you for these intentions. I know some of you are going with ourselves with no tours. Others are going in the by themselves, or maybe even the April holidays. Some are here because they just want to go, and inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless your intentions, okay, and inshallah ta'ala bring them to fruition and facilitate ease for you, bismillah ta'ala. This is a noble thing, that we're doing here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran about a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ. Okay? This is, and Umrah is also mentioned in the Quran as well, but here, Hajj for sure is fard, and Umrah, the ulama say is wajib, and some say sunnah. But, inshallah ta'ala, whatever madhab you follow, you're going to this holy house and fulfilling this incredible rite, it's Mubarak in itself, and it's life-changing, really. It really does change the way you function afterwards. It's called the mini Hajj, isn't it? Mini Hajj. And then there's there's the physical element, there's also the spiritual element. So there's the physical aspect of the Umrah, okay? And then there's sort of the spiritual element of the Umrah. And here we're going to try to look at the physical aspects of the Umrah, okay? And then while we're on the journey, through our lessons and so forth, and preparation, at the airport, or the rest of it, we'll try to focus on the spiritual elements. And so anyway, this is why I asked the question, who has this book? Because the Inner Dimensions of Islamic Worship by Imam Ghazali, which we teach in Sil 3, has a chapter at the end which speaks about the spiritual elements. You see, so for example, he says, upon entering Mecca, okay, seeing the Kaaba. So he goes, seeing the Kaaba. As for setting eyes upon the house, at this moment the pilgrim should be conscious in his heart of the majesty of the house, venerating with such intensity that he seems to anticipate beholding the Lord of the house. He should hope that God, exalted as He, will grant him the vision of His noble countenance, okay, just as He has afforded him the sight of His mighty house. Do you see how powerful that is? Okay, here it's not just saying you're looking at the Kaaba and you're making dua, Ya Allah, accept my. It's telling you to go a step further, and start to tie seeing the Kaaba with the Akhirah. Get it? Where you have the greatest reward in Jannah is the vision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So do you see what it does? And this is the thing. Even now when we're going Hajj, Umrah, one of the great benefits of Umrah is that the Umrah is a trial run of Yawm al-Qiyamah. You see? And so all my life I've been living on this planet. I've never really thought about death. The closest people have got to death is coronavirus. You get it? It becomes a great ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just, when we have tests and tribulations in our life, one of the things it does is starts to make you think about the next life. Is that clear? Okay. So Umrah does that. Umrah puts you in a very uncomfortable place physically, because in terms of your dress code, you're not dressed your normal dress. The other thing is you've got restrictions on you. In Umrah, it's minor really in comparison to Hajj. Hajj, you're in a state for days. Exactly. So you've got that aspect of it as well, okay? And you're thinking about Yawm al-Qiyamah, because Umrah is like a mini Yawm al-Qiyamah. You're going to the house of the Lord Almighty, who's going to take you to account for how you lived your life on the dunya. Is that clear? So when you present yourself to the Holy Kaaba, okay, it's like you're presenting yourself on the Day of Judgment. You see, like, then you do the Tawaf, and Safa Marwa could be in some ways like a running, and this is from me, by the way, it could be like a form of looking for help, looking for the Prophet from one hill to another. Okay, where is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Who's going to help intercede for me? Because remember, Sarah, pardon me, not even Sarah, Hajira radiallahu ta'ala was running between the hills looking for water, because water is a lifesaver, right? To save her baby. So Yawm al-Qiyamah, people will be looking for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to save their day. Okay, and so that's some of the very great benefits that we have. Just to make it clear again, I'm not a group leader, right? So Imam Shahzad is my brother. He deals with this stuff. So those who are going with us, like, don't bring to me your visa issues, your ticket issue. I ain't got nothing to do with it. My job is to help you to the best of my ability. Wuzu valid, wuzu invalid, ihram valid, ihram invalid, those type of things. Okay. Beyond that, I'm in the same boat as you. Okay. Just to be clear, because people confuse the two. This is the issue of going Umrah with your brother. Okay, you sort of, yeah. So I'm not in charge of that. That's not my remit. Okay, my remit, bring to me things that I can help you with. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. We are here to serve you. We work as a team, but we're here to serve you, inshallah ta'ala. So this is Medina Sharif, but I think what we should do is, we were going to go to Medina Sharif first, okay? And the reason why we're not will be explained, but in essence, it's to do with, they won't let the Abu Dhabi flight into Medina, okay? And so that at the time of booking, that's what transpired. So we said, look, we don't want you to go through transit, okay, and then get to Jeddah and then get on a bus to go to Medina. It's going to be long. So we're rather, if we're in Jeddah, we might as well go to Mecca. You see, because you're already there anyway. And so that makes more sense. So that's why the shift has happened. And most people do enjoy it like that. Maybe some of your parents or grandparents have already said, I like going Medina Sharif second, because once you've done the Umrah and then you go to Medina Sharif, you sort of really enjoy it. It really is like an Eid, isn't it? Because you're free from the rites. And so we'll do this when we are, inshallah ta'ala, in Makkah al-Mukarramah. I hope so anyway. The merits of Umrah. So here we have the merits of Umrah and complete the Hajj and Umrah for Allah. It is a means to get your sins forgiven. Is that clear? That's one of the great benefits, okay? We are human beings, we are weak and we have lots of sins, okay? And some of you are pure, you'll say, I ain't got no sins, so maybe I shouldn't go Umrah, okay? Well, if you ain't got no sins, it's still worth going Umrah, because you will be in the Holy Lands. You will be able to see the Kaaba Sharifa, and you will go and present yourself to the Prophet ﷺ and visit him. And so that in itself is very blessed. But one of the greatest sins is getting spiritual purification. It's like, and a minor pilgrimage performed one after another is an atonement for sins, as it comes in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. There's lots of merits, okay, but I'm going to try to go straight to Tawaf. So let me break it down for you. Now, most people's travels take them, what do they do? Either you go directly from from London to Jeddah, or you go transit via another town, another city, another country. Our journeys go in transit. So we're going to stop, I think, in Dubai, and then from there we make our journey to Jeddah. Now you need to grasp something. We can't enter Saudi Arabia or Jeddah, okay, airspace, except in the state of Ihram, okay. So for the men, that literally means 2 pieces of clothing and nothing else. Okay, no underwear, nothing. 2 pieces of clothing. Okay, unstitched clothing, which we call the ihram. As for the ladies, there's no such restrictions. They can wear what they want. Okay, even their shoes and slippers, they can wear what they want. They don't want to wear knee-high boots. Good luck to you. You don't have those restrictions. We have restrictions, the men, and so we can't enter Saudi airspace or Jeddah except in the state of Ihram. Is that clear? So what that means is when either you go from London, at London you're wearing your Ihram, you wear your Ihram. You can wear it from home, or you wear it from the airport, or you wear it on the plane to Dubai. Okay, is that clear? Now, in Dubai, because our stop is short, it's only an hour and something, it's not enough to get changed. Is that clear? Because you're going from the plane to the next flight. Is that clear? So if we will have to then, last resort would be that last journey from Dubai to Jeddah, that's where you get changed. Do you get that? Okay. As for the ladies, they don't have that restriction. So from home, you wear your whatever you want to wear, okay? And you're left now, because you've got 2 aspects. You've got wearing clothes, and then you've got the niyyah, the intention that brings you into the state of ihram. So now you can make a decision what you want to do. I would say for the men that maybe just before arriving in Dubai, that last hour or so, or 2 hours, get changed. If you're not sure about your ihram. If you've trained well and you've had a week or 2, you should really try putting ihram on this week. Okay, that's your duty. You need to do that. Why? Because that will make it easier for you later on. Because if it's going to be the first time ever in those clothes, just trying to get over that can take your attention away from the spiritual aspect. Do you get it? I'd rather be comfortable enough to be able to focus on the next part. Is that clear? So if you're not sure how to put the ihram on, let me know. Okay, no extra charge. Okay, we can work it out. Or somebody in your family probably already knows. It's not a bad idea to walk around the house with the ihram and just get used to it. Okay, so that's that. So, of course, during the journey, we will help you along and so forth. Okay, but I find sometimes people turn up, they're like, kya karo? To Allah ne bande, you had months to prepare, kya karo? Like literally. So please try it at home, work it out, just to be comfortable with it. Okay, and inshallah ta'ala, that will help you. That will help you. Is that clear? That will help you. Good. So are we clear? So what I've said so far, okay, is that on the plane, okay, from here to Dubai or from Dubai to Jeddah, that's where, the ihram needs to play. That means you need to carry your ihram with you. And that also means you need to be comfortable enough to get undressed and put it all away. And, you've got no guarantees about the spaces inside the airplane. I can't get changed in an airplane toilet. You see, when I go in there, I'm already scared the thing's gonna suck me in. So you might as well get changed at least. You with me? Put the undergarment on, put your jubba on top, okay? At least the bottom half jubba off, and you can put on the rest. Is that clear? Yeah. Good questions, right? Take a bath at home, you clip your nails, you remove your pubic hair and shaving and all the rest. That's something that everybody should do before going to Umrah. When you put your clothes on, it's better to wear new clothes, okay? So the ihram being new is better as well. To put fragrance on your body is absolutely fine, okay? It's absolutely fine. As much as you want is not an issue. Better to be oil-based rather than other things, okay? How much you put on is not an issue, okay? As for when you put your ihram on, okay, washing your ihram with soap is not an issue, okay? Once it's been washed, that's not an issue. New is better, okay? Now, when I put the ladies, for example, they're wearing their clothes of ihram and they're traveling, but you haven't made an intention, so you're not in ihram. You only come into ihram when you make the niyat. And your niyat, your intention, this is made up of 2 things, isn't it? You pray 2 rakah 2 rakat nafil, okay, or sunnah rather, okay, and then you make the niyyah with the talbiyah, okay. That's when you come into ihram. So now, where are you going to do that? You might say, I'm going to do it from home, or you might do it at the airport. Best place probably is going to be Dubai to Jeddah. You know, the last leg, an hour before you're ready. I'm feeling good. I've eaten. I've used a towel. That beginning part, they have the meal, then they use the fragrant towel. They go to the toilet and use sabun. So here, better to leave it late, you know, before you get into the. Still apply itar on. And the talbiyah, then now you're in the state of ihram. So how would I do? Yep. Yeah, that's got an extra charge, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you know we can try that. You know, but it all depends how long it takes you, right? Because for some people it could take a long time, but we can work it out. So you've been before. What are you telling that? You've been before. You told me. But okay. Yeah, that's a different issue because with your son, for example, it might not be the best idea. You see, because looking at your, if I think it was him, you know, we need to look at whether, you know, Shar'an, is he responsible for this? Like, has he got taklif? It might be that he doesn't need to wear it. Yeah, and so when you meet people and you get a better idea. You know, for example, you can use a belt and other things to help them. You know, in some cases where they're not. I need to pray. You know, करता हूँ आसान मेरे लिए आसान करो उसको कबूल करे. So something around that. That's needed. Even that doesn't bring you into the haram. With the need with the no. Yeah, you must say. لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. That's niyyah. So, Ya Allah, intend this umrah for your sake, accept it for me, make it easy for me. لبيك Allahumma لبيك. Now I'm in ihram. Are you with me? Now you're in ihram. You get that? So in order to come into ihram, you need to have more than the rakat. So somebody says, yeah, I didn't read the rakat. I forgot to read rakat. What shall I do? My Imam Shazada. Relax. 2 rakat are sunnat. If you forgot them, it's okay still. You need your niyat with your talbiyah, now you're coming to the state of ihram. Exactly. At that point, now I need to control myself, make sure I don't touch perfume and so forth. Oh yeah, by the way, it doesn't mean at this point I stop sinning. Guna na karna. No, Allah ne banda, don't do guna anytime. Yeah, somebody I met yesterday, somebody I know, I said, come on, let's pray namaz. You're not going to Umrah next week? He goes, yeah, I am. What are you waiting for? Like, on the day I'm going to start namaz today. Astaghfirullah. Like, you made your niyat. You want to go to Allah's house. You should start establishing namaz. You should stop looking at haram. You should start reading some Quran. All of those things are going to help you. They're going to help you. Okay, exactly. Oh, some people think, we always hear, alhamdulillah, you guys are ready to go, inshallah, but some people think, oh, I can't go Umrah, I'm too sinful. Oh, Allah, they are sinful. It is for the sinful. If you've got the most sins, you're the most qualified to come Umrah. This there because it washes away your guna. But I might want to do more guna when I come back. That's between you and God. When you come back, you do what you want. If you still want to carry on guna, you've already put it into your diary. That still doesn't mean you can't go Umrah. Why? Because you might go Umrah and never come back. Oh, I might put you off now. Okay, here or something. So here, leave it with Allah. Okay, you just do your bit. Try your best. Okay, and inshallah you have a great time. Inshallah. Okay, so Umrah. So Ihram, Niyyah. Okay, Niyyat, and Talbiyah, and then you're in the state of Ihram. Okay. Now, up to this point, any questions? Yeah. Yeah, before the 2 rakat, are they read before the niyat? Yes, they are. They're 2 simple rakat, 2 rakat to greet my Umrah. Okay. What do you read? Fatiha and Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, and Fatiha, Surah Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu Ahad. In the first rakat, somebody might say, I don't know Qul Ya Ayyuhal, I only know Qul Huwallahu Ahad. It's okay. Read Qul Huwallahu Ahad in both rakats. Not an issue. But the Prophet ﷺ read Fatiha and a surah, those 2 surahs over the 2 rakat. Somebody else might say, well, I'm going Umrah, but my menstrual cycle kicks in at the same time. So for me, what do? I can't pray. So it's all right. Even a woman menstruating can still make niyat for Umrah, go into the state of Ihram without praying namaz, with her niyat and talbiyah. Okay, and when they get to Mecca, they wait for the menstrual cycle to come to an end, and then they make Tawaf. Okay, after washing themselves, make Tawaf, and they do the Umrah. It's okay, it's not an issue. Okay, still fine. Yes, Hamza. Hang on, Hamza. We haven't got that far. Now the Umrah itself is so simple. It is so beautiful. Wallahi, it's beautiful. And it's simple. Okay, it's not difficult. Okay, so the Umrah is made up of these things. 1, wearing the Ihram. Okay, 1, wearing the Ihram. For the men, it's hard. You're going to have a good laugh. The men are going to be all over the place. The women, like, relaxed. Because Allah's made it really easy for them. Okay, in terms of this aspect, generally. Okay, but the men are going to feel so awkward and so out of place. But just that part, and it's their intention, just to bring their ego down, to humble us and to sort of have a real feel of, Yawm al-Qiyamah. But the Ihram, once you arrive in Mecca, generally what happens is, of course, we need to get to Saudi Arabia, get through passport control, get onto a coach, pray none of our suitcases fly off or get lost. Those things are out of human control generally. Get into Mecca, get into a hotel, get your hotel room booking, get into the room, make sure the room bookings are correct and all that stuff. And that can take time, okay? So by the time we get there, sometimes people are really tired, especially if you've got elderly people, your children with you, okay? And sometimes, the young all fit, let's go, Bismillah. And as a group, alhamdulillah, I think it's worked out for the better that our group is sort of divided into 2 flights, right? So that makes it easier because we've got smaller, manageable sizes to deal with. Okay, so myself, I'm taking the first group, and so I'll arrive before everybody, and then my brother will follow the next day. So when we arrive there, once we've got all the room bookings, we look at people. You see, we generally give them an hour, say after an hour, can we see everybody downstairs? and then we walk, because our hotels are very close to the Kaaba. You walk and you walk into the Haram in state of wudu. You make fresh wudu. Some might even have a shower or a quick shower. That means they've got ihram on. They're going to change. Yeah, you can take your ihram off and have a shower without using shampoo and rubbing your head and scratching and combing. You can just wet yourself and dry yourself again and put your ihram back on. That's absolutely fine. That doesn't break your ihram. To sleep for a bit doesn't break your ihram. However, you can't cover your face. You see, so if you intended on the plane, you can't now cover your face. Some of us like sleeping with our faces covered. You don't want to see our faces when we're asleep. So, but you have no choice here. You're not allowed to cover your face. So when you get to Mecca, you just go into the Haram. Okay, generally say, look, keep your eyes down. Now they've changed the setup. The doors are massive. So if you're not on your guard, you're going to see the Kaaba from as soon as you turn the corner. Before you go inside, before you saw. Now, because the doors are humongous, it's like this room, if you stood it up, I mean, the door's still bigger. And so you can see the Kaaba very quick, and you want to see the Kaaba, and you're close. So that's how you put your eyes, look down, just walk along with us until we get fairly close, and we've got space to stand, and then we say, now look up, make dua. Okay, so then you make your dua, inshallah ta'ala. Then we go into the Tawaf area. Okay, we sort of go along with the crowd anti-clockwise until we get to the black stone. When we're in line with the black stone, okay, then we say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and you make the intention to make Tawaf around the Kaaba. Okay, and then we make the Tawaf. So that will be the starting point. Okay, and then you make one circle. Okay, two, and until you end up with 7. Okay, is that clear? Now, during that time, of course, you're going past the door of the Kaaba. You've got the Maqam Ibrahim, which you're tempted to touch sometimes. Okay, no selfies on the first one, please. Just hold on a little bit. All right, you're gonna get lots of chances to do that. You get around the Kaaba. You most likely won't get close to it because it's busy. Okay. On the first one, and then we make that first round. When we come back to the black stone again, we do the same thing again. You look for the light. There's like a line there, green light. Most people are looking at, as in you're in line with that in the black stone corner. Say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar again. Okay, and like this, you make the 7 circles. Once you've done the Tawaf, okay. Of course, there's a few questions here. The talbiyah, labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, continues all the way until you see the Kaaba. Once you see the Kaaba Sharifah, you stop your talbiyah. Is that clear? And then when you enter the masjid, you enter like any masjid. You make the dua, you enter with your right foot, you send salat salam on the Prophet. Here with the holy masjid of Makkah Sharif, you don't read 2 rak'ah. You don't greet the masjid with 2 rakat. The masjid of Makkah Sharif is greeted with tawaf. Is that clear? So if you hadn't prayed your namaz, then you stand and you pray your namaz, either in the hotel or there. Okay, you pray your namaz first. Otherwise you go straight for the tawaf. Okay, straight for the tawaf. And again, all of these things we will know better as we arrive and how long it, something get delayed and all the rest of it. So we won't know exactly when we'll arrive, but we have a general idea. So once you've done the tawaf around the Kaaba 7 times, okay, and you're going anti-clockwise. The other thing you have to remember is, as soon as you get near the Kaaba and you're about to start your tawaf, you take your kapra and you do ittiba. For the men, this is only, they take their sheet of clothing and they put it under their right shoulder and over the left. So the right shoulder becomes bare. Is that clear? And the Prophet ﷺ jogged for the first 3. 1, 2, 3. You might be able to do that. You might be stuck. You jogging on. That's why you see some people jogging on the spot. Okay, that's good to do. Okay, this is Ramal. You do this for 3. After you finish that, you carry on as normal, but you leave your clothes, the upper garment, the same way until you've done 7 rounds. Okay, at that point you open it up. Okay, and then you go and pray 2 rakat behind Maqam Ibrahim. Someone have prayed literally behind Maqam Ibrahim, which is not a good thing to do. Why? Because it's like parking in the middle of the road. So Allah, when they park on the side of the road, why in the middle? I need to pick my kids up. Yeah, but don't do the desi thing. Park on the side. No, they want to park right there. So what does that do? This disrupts the whole tawaf. And that's not good. So there's lots of space at the back, and you pray 2 rak'ah. Okay, wajib, these are wajib. And you pray 2 rak'ah like the normal 2 rak'ah. Okay, Fatiha and a surah. Okay, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun and Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu ahad. Once you've done those 2 rak'ah, you drink Zamzam Sharif, standing, facing the holy Kaaba, making lots of dua. You pour it over your head and your body. Okay, alhamdulillah, they have cold Zamzam and warm Zamzam. Alhamdulillah, you mix it up, you do what you want. And once you've done that, then you've done the key part of the Umrah, but then you make your way to Safa Marwa. Go to Safa, you face the Kaaba Sharifah, you say Bismillah, you make a dua, and then you start walking to Marwa. No shoes, by the way, not in the Tawaf area and not in Safa Marwa. Okay, somebody might have some serious pain, some foot condition, some can't walk. We can look at all of those because they could always get somebody to push them. You might hire out one of those buggies, okay, and ride on that. But there's ways around that. Is that clear? But then you walk from Safa to Marwa, and from Safa to Marwa is 1. And in between Safa and Marwa, you get the green pillars that the men have to run again. The women don't run; they walk calmly. Okay, and this is because my Hajar, Allah please with her, she ran for the women already. Okay, and then the women just walk. Okay, and the men have to run, and then it's about 100 meters or so. Okay, and then after that you walk all the way to Marwa. And then Marwa, you face Makkah Sharif. You make your dua again facing the Kaaba Sharif. Then from Marwa back to Safa. How many rounds is that? 2 so far. Well done. And then Safa to Marwa, 3. Marwa to Safa, 4. Safa to Marwa, 5. Marwa to Safa, 6. Okay. And then Safa to Marwa. You end at Marwa, and that's 7 rounds. That's 7 in total. At that point, you've finished your rite. The only thing left is to cut or shave your hair. Is that clear? And so now you have to take the size of the finger tip, right? This part from a quarter of your head. Is that clear? So the hair that grows above the hairline, okay, all of this hair, those who have long hair, it might come down, okay? As long as you take from that hair that grows from those areas, okay, that's absolutely fine, okay? So the women will cut their own hair, okay? And the men generally go to the barber, okay? And he is not your local barber, the one you pay 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds to get the shop closed and Bismillah, go for it, mate. Put your favorite tunes on. Nah, they're going to grab your head like a bakra and they're going to go for it. And they ain't got time for anything else, okay? Because they've got lots to do. So you've got the option of shaving. And the Prophet ﷺ shaved every time. Is that clear? And he... but however, the sunnah is that, but you have the option to maybe cut. You get it? So some people don't want to shave. They want to just cut their hair. Why? They got an interview. They just don't want to. They like their hair. There's not much left of it as well. And the rest of it. It's absolutely fine. It's very flexible. And so you need to take a quarter, okay, of the hair. And some people like to follow the Shafi madhab, and the Shafi say you have to cut a few hairs. And that's enough. They just got 1, 2, 3 and Bismillah. So that's fine as well. It's very relaxed, okay, inshallah ta'ala. At that point, you have, released yourself from the Umrah, okay? What we want to do is break for Asr, okay? And then, inshallah ta'ala, we'll come back after 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. My brother wants to fight with me. 10 minutes. Yeah. I need a break because I need to let the RTS. Well, the RTS kids can go. So he said break at 4. I better listen to him. He's Amir. Yeah, so we'll break at 4. RTS kids, you can go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Question. For which one's that? Ihram se pehle? Okay. Okay, you ready? So we have a question here, right? Okay, which is to do with the niyyah for the 2 rakahs. So those 2 rakahs are intention for ihram, and not for umrah. Ihram. Okay, is that clear? So those niyyahs are, those 2 rakahs are to greet the ihram. Okay, that's for the ihram. So this just shows you the high ali maqam of the ihram. It's a sacred garment. So now I'm going to go through again because that's the idea of the slides. So now you know in your mind, okay, what the Umrah is. Umrah is quite straightforward. It's not hard. You know, once you arrive, hour, 2 hours maximum, you're done. Yeah, that's the end of it, you know. And after that, alhamdulillah, you may do lots of Umrahs again and again, or you do lots of Tawafs, okay. It's very relaxed, inshallah ta'ala. So now look, we're in the Ihram and entering the state of Ihram. And if you have any questions at any point, you will put your hand up. Okay, no worries, inshallah. I'll try my best. Any questions? Yes, Hajj Sahib. 4 baje. 4 baje, inshallah. Yes. Yeah, one is sufficient. Okay, and it's better to do it 3 times. So this, when I'm doing talbiyah, okay. By the way, Junaid, is Junaid here? Because I just realized you got lots of questions. Ibrahim called Mum Junaid. Good. So you trim your nails, you remove your armpit, pubic hair, you use the miswak, okay? Make wuzu, perform ghusl thoroughly, and sunnah to apply fragrance to the body, and ihram shawls, avoid stains. So you may put to the ihram, but make sure there's no stains. And we're monitoring the questions. Yeah, good. Okay. Are we okay so far? So we're repeating all this. We've done all this before. Any point, any questions you ask again, not an issue. Okay, is that clear? Yeah. I'll come back to that. But I'll answer that for you now anyway. So when we're making tawaf from the Holy Kaaba, what do we do? What should I read? Kya padhe? No, kya padha? Kalma yachna, nothing else. So read kalma. So look, there's nothing binding. There's nothing you must read this, nothing. Is that clear? All of the things that we have fall into realm of either sunnah or recommended. So if you read nothing and you talk to your companion all the way, talking, you're allowed to talk, okay, that'll be fine. You get it? That's not an issue. It's still valid. Okay, really at that point I don't want to be doing that. I want to be busy making dua. Okay, so I could make my own dua, whatever dua I want. I'm happy making dua. Ya Allah forgive me, Ya Allah bless me, ya, that's fine as well. Okay, but you'll find in the books that you have or you've come across, there's some strategic duas or some sunnah duas there. So some of the duas that you find is the 3rd kalima, the 4th kalima, the 5th kalima, even the 6th kalima. They're very beautiful du'as to read. So you could say to yourself, well, look, I know what I'm going to do. First round, I'm going to read Durood Sharif. Second round, I'm going to read Pehla kalima. Third round, I'm going to do 2nd kalima. 4th round, I'm going to do 3rd kalima. 5th round, I don't know 4th kalima. I'll read Surah Ikhlas. Is that clear? 6th round, I'm going to just focus on a certain dua. Which ones? The ones people ask me to make. And 7th round, I might make dua for the ummah. It's up to you. Either you use the books, or either you go from yourself. Somebody might say, I want to read Quran Sharif all the way around. Marhaban. So there's nothing binding. Exactly, nothing binding. Okay, but the books are good. They're really difficult to use. Why? Because once you're going around the Kaaba, you know, it can be challenging to be able to use a book, especially if you've got other people around you. Is that clear? Okay, so that can be difficult, and sometimes people, they're okay with it. Okay, but I feel like the most important thing is what comes from your heart. I think that's more powerful than script. You see, what's coming from here? Yeah, that's more powerful, and that's what I saw, for example, with our shuyukh. It doesn't need to be a lot. Some people like reading a book. It's not about that. You're at the house, the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're in the court of Allah, you're not going to hold a book and read it, Ya Allah. No, in the court of Allah, it's heart. You get it? So in any language, Punjabi, it doesn't make a difference. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of languages, understands you. You see? So you're flexible with that. At the same time, of course, we have one sunnah dua. Where's the sunnah dua? That is fixed, yes. Yeah, well done. From the Yemeni corner to the Blackstone corner. This is your final hurdle, you know, the final home run around the 12th. There you have a prophetic dua. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh Allah, give us the best in the dunya and the best in the akhirah, and save us from Jahannam. So that dua is established from Rukn al-Yamani up to the Blackstone corner. That one, no doubt about that. That is fixed dua. And so you read lots of that, inshallah ta'ala. And it also gives you an indication of what type of du'as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to make. Don't ask Allah, Ya Allah, give me, I don't know, designer wallpaper on the western wall of my living room. Like, Allah, why are you being so stingy for? Stingy when you're not even spending on yourself. Hey, Allah is giving you a budget which is unrestricted. And that dua teaches you exact that. Oh Allah, give me the best in the dunya and the best in the akhirah. So keep your dua, some khas for you, but generic for the ummah, for the whole nation. Make dua for all the people of Wickham, all of the people of your city or wherever you come from, and the entire ummah of Sayyidina Muhammad. That's better. You see, that's more. For sure, there's times where there's things that are specific to you. When you get to the holy Kaaba and you're close, you really want to make a dua that you feel is important to you, like, Ya Allah, give me husn al-khatim. Ya Allah, let me die in Medina Sharif. Ya Allah, you gotta make my children huffaz, whatever that is specific to you. So this is, do I need to stay in wuzu throughout my ihram? What do you think? Not binding. Do you get it? But of course it's better. Not a shart. It's not shart ke wuzu mein tharna. No. But it's better to stay in wuzu as much as you can, okay? No. What else do we have? Okay, make ghusl at the hotel in Medina. This was specific to our Hajj group, the first year that we went. But here you could repeat the ghusl in the hotel, because it's recommended to make a ghusl for when you enter Makkah Sharif and Medina Sharif. You see, but you have to base that on timing. If the group needs to meet in half an hour and you want to have a ghusl and you can't do it in time, that's not right, because everybody else will be waiting downstairs for you whilst you finish your recommended ghusl. Get it? So that's not good. So look around that. Men put on their 2 pieces of clothing and they are in flip-flops. They don't have to wear flip-flops, because I saw Shaykh Samir wear, what's the other slipper called? Slider. So you may wear sliders, but you may avoid things that are strapped from the back and so forth, because the heel at the back needs to remain bare. But you're not allowed to cover your metatarsal, really. So a slider's fine, okay? Flip-flops, zindabad. The problem is you can't find flip-flops that as easy as they used to be available anyway. That's what I've been told. But I'm sure you'll find them somewhere. Any questions with belts are fine. Okay, you wear belts, okay, on the ihram. Okay, that's not a problem, because you need to look after your passport, some money and so forth. You may wear belts that go over your shoulders. Okay, that's not an issue. You may carry a bag if you need to. Okay, that's not an issue. They're not problems. But generally what you find at the hotels, they tend to have these little safes in the rooms that you could use and leave your stuff there. I think they also take your passports off you anyway upon arrival. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to give you those bags so that you wear those JD bags, they're the string ones. They're absolutely fine, because you need to carry your shoes with you. Where are you going to hide them? There's no super hiding place in the Haram. You'll lose your shoes. I don't give my shoes to anybody. Every time I've given my slippers to somebody, I don't find them, because in Safa Marwa, you easily get lost, right? Is that clear? Of course, you can always wait. We can say, look, when we get to Marwa, just wait for us. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to give the bags to you. Okay, so here, I would say always carry your own bags. Okay, is that clear? Always carry your own bags. Just because when I went on Hajj, it was in the summer, right? I gave my slippers to my friend. He's adamant, please let me look after them. Nah, he goes, please. I lost him. And Hajj obviously is busier. I had to go outside. I thought my brain's going to fry, bro. I put my foot, I was dancing around everywhere because the tarmac was so hot. Now it's okay. I nearly passed out, because I walked about 100 meters and I couldn't take it anymore. It's just too hot. And you can feel getting to your head. And I had to walk to get back to go and buy new slippers. But so this is why keep them with you if you can. Yeah, women wear their normal dress and footwear. The only thing they cannot do is cover their face. So yeah, they can't wear a niqab unless they wear like a baseball cap with the the sort of, what do you call it, the facial cover coming over it, because they're not allowed to have it touching. So what did somebody say? They said China tried to ban the niqab, and Allah made their men and women wear niqab. Subhanallah, look how powerful that is. Just wearing the ihram does not put you. This is another thing. Just by wearing ihram, you don't go into the state of ihram. It has to have niyat and talbiyah. Good. Perform 2 units of prayer for ihram, reading Surah Al-Kafirun. And the Prophet did this. He read Surah Fatiha and Surah Al-Kafirun. And then he read Surah Fatiha and Surah Ikhlas in the second rakat. Okay. I said to you, what did I say? I said you can pray this sitting down. So the way you'll do this is, imagine I'm sitting here. And I'm going to pre-read 2 rakats. So the people on the video can't see this, so I'll try to repeat it. So I make my niyat. I can wear my shoes. I can take my shoes off on the plane. It's not a problem, okay? Or the slippers. Of course, it's better to take them off. I'm facing whichever direction the plane's going, okay? If I can stand and pray, that's better, okay? Then you work out which direction Qibla is. Then you say, Allahu Akbar, and you hold your hands for the women here, okay? Or the men here. When I'm making ruku and sajda, okay, I hold my knees, okay, and I go Allahu Akbar, and I bow slightly forward. Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, Sami Allahu liman hamida. Okay, and then for sajda, I keep holding my knees and go further forward. Allahu Akbar. So what you don't do is this, like that. You don't need it. You hold your knees. Is that clear? And you do ruku like this. I saw this with Shaykh Samir. So I got on the plane from Medina Sharif. We got on, from Beirut, and he prayed, and we praying Salatul Duha. And I did this, and then I went like that, and I saw him do the way I just told you, holding your knees. So that's how you pray. Is that clear? So the ruku, okay, the sajda needs to be further forward than the ruku. So even if you went like this, and the sajda slightly forward, that would be fine. Is that clear? Good. Any questions? No? Good. And then you've got, then make the intention to perform umrah in the heart and add with the tongue. Allahumma inni uridu al-umrah fayassirha li wa taqabbalha minni innaka anta as-sami'ul alim. Someone say, I don't know the intention. I don't know the Arabic. Make the intention in English. You don't have to read it. It could be in your heart. That would suffice. Is that clear? Good. And then you've got, then you read the talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. It's really powerful, because what you're saying is لبيك, oh Allah, ever at your service. Get it? Always at your service. Always at your service. لبيك اللهم لبيك. And you're repeating it again, okay? And then you're saying لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك, ever at your service, okay? And then you're saying you have no partners, okay? Allah is one, right? No partners, okay? And they say, indeed, all innal hamda, all sana, praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, really, all praise belongs to who? Allah. It's so powerful when you're there with the diversity of the pilgrims. It's like, wow, from every country, every color, one creed, all donning the same type of clothes. And you know who Umrah is really good for? Racist Pakistanis, right? Because they get Pakistanis. We in Pakistan, we know ourselves, right? Like Gora, Kala, people can be really bad. I've got a relative, really racist. He doesn't like Kale, right? Even Asians with dark toned skin, he's racist, right? So until he went Umrah and Hajj, I said, Unsana, he's brought to his place. Do you see why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created this creation, part of his, perfection, or part of his greatness is when we see it in the colors of the people. How, the different, mashallah, from different places of the earth and different sizes and everything, right? Some are 7, 6, 4, 8, and they're walking like that. And some are like, restricted. And it's amazing. You know, subhan. And some are really weak and some are strong. And the ones who are really weak, sometimes they're stronger than the so-called strong ones. You see, because there's different types of strength. And some you see making tawaf and they don't know these du'as. They're just like, Aka. You can hear them. You can hear them. You know, simple people from India and Pakistan. They're speaking in their own broken language to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallah, it's so sweet. I remember on Hajj, I was walking around. I saw this guy. I just followed him, man. The guy, he was just speaking in broken Punjabi. You know, like I can't remember what he said. It was so beautiful. You could tell the guy's just on another level. Why? Because in that court, it's amazing. And the other thing about that court is, you know, you can't see who's who. Shaykh Saab, no Shaykh Saab. Suddenly Shaykh Saab got no hair. Oh, I didn't know you were bald. Yeah, it's all showing now, mate. You know, and you've got, you know, the wealthy, the poor, the intelligent, everybody. You can't tell who's who. They're all the same. And that's what it's reminding you, Yawm al-Qiyamah. The Yawm al-Qiyamah, Habibi, it's not about what you did and, you know, physically, you know, it's all about the sort of, like, it's not, you're not measured, your merit's not measured by those who are measured by taqwa. You see, and taqwa, you know, is not to do with what I wear and what I drive. You know, and it's about akhlaq and behavior and so forth. So that's really powerful. So this talbiyah, learn it, memorize it, read it, go to work in the car, read it with the kids in school and so forth. Yes. And ask questions for us. No. You're in your thinking mode. The Prophet also, when he used to think about things, suddenly he hold his beard. You go like that. You go like this. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Good. And then you got wearing the ihram and entering the state. So I went through this already. Now you're in a state of ihram. Certain things are prohibited for you, and we'll look at these details, okay? So, for example, men cannot wear stitched clothing that covers a limb, such as socks, topi, gloves, underwear. None of that. They're not allowed. Women don't have that restriction at all. Only for the men. Sandals or shoes that cover the instep, okay? I mentioned what you're allowed to do with that. Shaving one's hair, removing any hair from the body. We touched upon this as well, okay? So the challenge is, you got an itch. Okay, you might have eczema or something. So you see, what do I do? So if you have to scratch, medically it's fine. However, if any hair is removed, you then have to give sadaqah. Is that clear? Okay, so that's just part and parcel of it, okay? So that's not, you might make mistakes. Intelligent people, they forget. They forget that, oh my God, I was in the bathroom and I used soap. So, well, it's okay. All you have to do is sacrifice the sheep. Because that's it. Of course, sometimes Shaykh Samir gives an opinion according to the Shafi madhab. For example, you said just give some sadaqah or something. So he's going to be there to be able to ask those questions, which makes it easier. Shaving one's hair or removing any hair from the body, this is unlawful. This shows you the ni'mah of hair. Hair is a special thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were speaking about the Prophet's hair, how he had different lengths. Sometimes he had it, to above his earlobe, sometimes beyond his earlobe, sometimes up to his shoulders, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how we're told, instructed, he said, honor your hair, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Keep it clean, comb it, look after it until it goes, So here, honor the hair, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And you can see you clip your nails, okay, before wearing your ihram and so forth, and from your feet and so forth. And then you've got things to do with those who are married. Hunting or killing small insects. Anybody planning on taking their hunting equipment? You taking your archery stuff, huh? No, you don't do that there, inshallah, okay? And acts of impiety, generally gунah, okay? Disobedience to Allah are more abhorrent in ihram. So, for example, one of the things that happens sometimes, people get angry very quickly. See, what are you angry for? It could be I didn't get my bag. It could be, my seat's not with so-and-so, and they can lose it in ihram, and they can forget. And so, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests some people more than others. He tests some people more than others, and some people might lose their whole bag. It's gone. It fell off one year. It fell off the coach. One bag it went. When they tie it up, it fell off. Can you imagine that? You're shopping, all your stuff in there. You've prepared it. Where's it gone? It's gone, mate.
immigrant brother is there from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, thinking, oh, subhanallah, British crisps, okay, British juttiyan. It's not in your control, mate. Sometimes people drop their passports. They do some crazy things. One brother dropped his passport in Crown Plaza in Medina Sharif, and then in Mecca he realized, I think I lost my passport. Where is it? I lost it, so I'm not sure. Then he found out it's Medina Sharif, go back. These things happen, But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test you. You must remain patient. That doesn't mean you can't complain. That doesn't mean you can't make a case. No, but make it with adab. Why? Because look where you are. So there you can't offer somebody out. So come outside the Haram. Let's sort it out. Habibi, you're on Umrah. You get it. You come to, Allah's city, the Prophet's city. All of these things happen. I'm not making it up, by the way. You think I'm making it up? All of these things happen. Yeah, people lose it. They look at the way somebody throws a tea at you. The workers, they're working fast, and your tea falls. You're not used to it. We get our tea, mashallah, pyala, China, mashallah. Nah, mate. So here, the egos gets tested. Somebody in Ihram, whilst you're making tawaf, is going to go like that to you. Or might come in, his shoulder might hit your wife. To go, tar. Well, slow down. Wallah, he has no control. There's 60, 70,000 people in the tawaf area. He has no control. He didn't mean to do that. And then you hit the next guy and he's looking at you. What's wrong? Well, have some fear of Allah. Kaaba's there. Dude, I swear I didn't mean to touch her. Have sabr. Give husn adhan. Okay, people will, hit you. Some people come from, old people. They're walking by. They go like this to you. They're in their own zone. I'm thinking, hang on, I'm from England, bro. You're not EU anymore. You're not strong. You're weak now. So here, yes, people get angry. I think the thing is, a guna in Mecca without ihram. They say it's 100,000. Imagine ihram. Plus, am I going all that way to make a guna? No. I want to, get rid of this guna. So there, I have to control myself, control my tongue, control no swearing and so forth. So if you're swearing, you swear a lot, have a roza for a week, man. Learn to control your tongue. Is that clear? One of my cousins, I tell the story, we were in Umrah and he swears a lot. I hope he's watching. Not I hope he's not, I hope he is. Right? And somebody on a wheelchair went over his foot in slippers, wheelchair. Parajo banda baithe isn't it? Over his foot. And he went, into the, he's looking up and down, like screaming. I look at him, well done. Because he didn't swear. And then he came back down, he looked and goes, beep, beep, beep. I said, what do you swear now for? The pain's gone. He goes, because he's from England, he should know better. I said, what type of argument is that? And it was so funny, right? I was like, oh, man, you nearly did it. Because people are not, they've got bad practices. So no swearing, please. Okay, we should have a break. Any questions? You can see here, look, having a bath is not a problem, but of course, perfume and shampoos are only, by the way, some of you are thinking, what? 2 weeks, no shampoos? No, I didn't say that. I said only in the state of Ihram. Once you get to Makkah Sharif, and once you've done your Umrah, Safa, Marwa, and you've cut your hair, you're free to do what you want. I'm only up to that point. Yes. It's fine. Hair falls out naturally is not an issue. But if you're scratching, okay, and some hair falls out, you give some sadaqah, like a few riyals, 3 riyals, and so forth, okay? This is where the bold person's laughing. They're like, no. So, okay, and then you've got some general stuff. Can you look, scratching one's head, we said. Applying non-perfume alcohol to the eyes is absolutely fine. This is all lawful. Wearing a ring or a watch, jewelry is not a problem. You wear your gold bangles and so forth, that's not an issue. Using miswak, again, it's fine. Toothpaste is fragrant, so it's probably better to refrain whilst in the, you should refrain from using toothpaste whilst in the ihram. Like just a toothbrush by itself or miswak is absolutely fine. And then you've got the performing the tawaf. We go through the detail again. You enter the masjid, you lower your gaze, okay, and then you raise your head as you get close to the Kaaba. At that point, With a group, sometimes you give you 5 to 10 minutes to make dua. Some people want to go off on one, which is absolutely fine, really. But then the group can't wait for you. Is that clear? Because you've got elderly people there that are struggling with their wudu and so forth. So you want to move on quickly to get the tawaf done. Okay. So then you've got the placing the upper garment under the right armpit. Okay. This is called ittiba. Okay. This is a sunnah. You might say, I forgot. Right near the end. So then, if you do it whenever you remember, okay. But if you forgot, it's not a core part of the Umrah or Ihram that it would mess your Ihram up. Is that clear? So it's not an issue. We can still deal with that. And then you've got head towards the black stone corner of the Kaaba marked by a green light. It's very difficult to touch the black stone. Yeah. Yeah. Ittiba. Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as you start your tawaf, you do it at that point. Yeah. And just before the black stone, that's when you do it. You may do it slightly earlier, just as you get into the tawaf area. Good. So the question about when do we do the ittiba? Just before you start the tawaf. Black stone. Anybody intending to touch the black stone? Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Good luck. You'll need it. Touching the black stone, it's incredibly difficult. Okay. Very challenging. It's possible you might lose a limb. And it's also possible you might be prayed over in the Haram. It gets that bad sometimes. So, it's not prophetic to put yourself in that situation. Why? Because you will harm somebody. People say, Wallahi, I don't harm anybody. I said, how can you not harm anybody? I said, I don't. I just hold myself. But look how big you are. Even you're going like that. You're going to hurt people. You're going to crush people. Yeah, but I didn't intend to. It's better not to. It's better just, yes, you can get close to the Kaaba Sharif, but the black stone days are probably, for now anyway, unless you go with a group of like 20 people all in one go. Get it? They all go together as a group. Then maybe they'll be fine. Other than that, I can't see that. You might say, can we not go as a group? Oh, that sounds so romantic, right? When you get there, then you'll change your mind. Why? Because it doesn't work just like that. When you get there, there's a lot of people and it's not easy to move around like this, okay? But you can see, you read Bismillah, Allahu Akbar in the beginning of the Tawaf. You must say, I didn't read it. So it's fine. It's okay. As long as you did the Tawaf, it's absolutely fine, okay? When you do your next Tawaf, make sure you get it right, okay? And then you've got, so the Tawaf is much wider, much bigger, alhamdulillah, and it's, you can see from here, this is the black stone corner, followed by the Iraqi corner, then the Syrian corner, and then the Yemeni corner. These two were both touched by the Prophet, the Yemeni and the black stone corner. They're from the original build of Sayyidina Ibrahim. That's where they're most Mubarak, okay? And you got Maqam Ibrahim here, okay, between the black stone corner and the Iraqi corner. This black stone corner takes you towards Safa and Marwa like this. But you can't enter Safa from this side. You've got to go towards the middle and then walk back on yourself. Okay, and then we go anti-clockwise because your heart's on your left-hand side and you're putting your heart closest to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you walk around the holy Kaaba. The Maqam Ibrahim, they said, used to be next to the Kaaba and it was moved back in the time of Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab to make the tawaf much easier for the people. The Zamzam well was on this side of the black stone corner, and there was a time where you were able to go downstairs. No, you're no longer able to do that anymore, but they have water everywhere. We're going to break for Asr. Asr, you're praying like this, ladies, this corner. You may pray in this area here. Okay, we will empty this room for you, and we were going to pray upstairs. Okay, the men are going to pray upstairs. Is that okay? And you want to make wudu, there's toilet facilities behind this wall, okay, in the alleyway. Those local people, please show them. We're taking a break for 10 minutes, people. Online.
سارع اسكن فيك السبق yeah الحمد لله الحمد لله yeah yeah
If I want to do more than one Umrah,
yeah,
inshallah,
you keep cutting off bits and bobs.
and not
You just have to cut
Can you shave
this
one off
much. If you cut it off once,
the second time I'll
you just put razor over it again. Yeah, you do the razor over it again.
do the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So
I'll ask that question. I'll put that question forward now.
one's obviously going to do one Umrah with the group.
Yeah.
And then afterwards,
I'll explain that as well.
So I was
Ask me
thinking-
both
I
questions
was
now.
thinking of keeping the kids in after Isha.
Yeah.
Go night time.
Yeah,
So my son be asleep after Isha evening.
but ask the question in public so I can answer for everybody. Okay. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I've just been asked two really good questions. Okay. The first one is like, I've done one Umrah. I finished the Umrah. I want to do more. Who's got intention to do more? MashaAllah. I have one brother, two brothers we've got from Wickham. They did one. The first one did 5 on a trot. 5 on a trot. Finished one, went to Masjid Aisha, came back, started another one. The next year, another one from Wickham does 7 on a trot. Yeah, but they're not human. They've got jinn powers. MashaAllah, from the Sil classes, yeah. However, it's not about that. It's about, if you want to, alhamdulillah, they're young people. I said, yallah, you carry on. You get, what else they're going to do? So here, good. It's down to you. You must say one's enough for me. Shaykh Sam says, he goes, one of the best actions. Of course, the Haram and the hadith of the Prophet, that 120 rahmas of Allah descend in the Haram of Mecca every day. 60 for those who make tawaf around the Kaaba. So you get an idea straight away, the best action, not Umrah, tawaf. Not Umrah, tawaf. Is that clear? So tawaf, like we said earlier on, once you've done the Umrah, you can make tawaf as many times as you want. But you don't need Ihram. All you do is you need wuzu, your normal clothes, salwar kameez, jubba, whatever it is. Is that clear? Even Man United tops are winners there. Sorry, I had to. One, only just a one. I won't say no more. Okay. Oh no, there's loads of you. So here, you get it. That you can make tawaf 7. You make the intention for Umrah. No, tawaf. Okay, I'm gonna get it now. 7 rounds, and at the end, you pray 2 rakat wajib. That's it. That's your tawaf done. My dad and most of our elders, I just said, mashallah, your dad for sure, and mum for sure, every single namaz they do tawaf. Yeah, they love it. They can't do without it. So every day, they're doing 5 or more tawafs. But for Umrah, you need to go back out to Masjid Aisha, which is on the border of Makkah Sharif. So sometimes Shazad arranges a bus for us, So who wants to go? Put it on the group, which is nice. Thank God for WhatsApp, right? It makes it easier, So I don't know, 10 people, 12 people, get a little mini bus, meet us downstairs, jump on, chip in, whatever it costs, to go to Masjid Aisha, 20-25 minutes, okay, ride. You've already worn your ihram, you've come down, okay, you go to Masjid Aisha, when you get to Masjid Aisha, the taxi driver or the bus driver will wait for you. Your biggest challenge is knowing where he's stopped. He's not going to move. You just need to remember your bearings. Go inside, pray 2 rakat, okay, to greet the masjid, and the same intention, maybe you can for the ihram. 2 rakat to greet the ihram. Make your niyat and talbiyat, come back outside, come back into the car again, come back into the haram, okay? Go inside, do your umrah. 7 rounds around the Kaaba, 2 rakats, Safa Marwa, and then shave your hair. But now, some might say, I shaved my hair the first time, I've got no hair left. Shave somebody else's. No, that's not the way. You take the blade yourself, or you go back to the barber and you run it over the same place again. So, but I've got nothing there, I know. But then you just symbolically, you go over it again. Okay. But if you cut some hair the first time round, then you cut a few more hair. Is that clear? Okay. So you go with that measurement and you can keep doing that. So you can do as many tawafs and umrahs as you want, alhamdulillah. It's down to your himmat. However, Shaykh Samar said one of the best things to do in Makkah Sharif is Quran recitation.
Why? Quran Sharif was revealed in Mecca. So reading Quran Sharif in Mecca is one of the most meritorious things. Remember, one letter, how many rewards? 10. But in Mecca Sharif, everything is multiplied by 100,000. So if you've got the himmat and you're a very good Quran reader, then you're going to devote lots of time, inshallah, 5 spare a day or 6 spare a day. Sometimes I can't read that much. You might just read Surah Ikhlas, lots of it. It's still Quran Sharif. You see? So, yes. Yeah, you can. So can we make tawaf on the Kaaba with a baby in a sling? So you may carry a baby, but I think you need to be careful with if it's a very young baby that their nappy is not soiled. Is that clear? And because you can't carry, when you like namaz ruling, right? You can't carry a baby that is not independent. Okay, right? And independent meaning with its movements. If it can move around by itself, okay, then it's fine. Then you may carry, even if its nappy is soiled, and it won't be you carrying the baby, exactly, because they're an independent person. But a baby that can't move around by itself, and can't have a nappy that's soiled. But I'll double check that question because it's a new question. But you can carry. Can I carry my children? Of course I can. I carry them on my shoulders. It's lovely. Is that clear? Okay, so here, that's absolutely fine. Okay, yeah. Yes. If you lose count, then you'd give it, from what I remember, okay, that you go with what you feel is most likely. Exactly, you go with that. So the question about if you lost count, Safa Marwa, boy, but it's a painful one to lose count on. You get it? Because when you're walking, make sure you remember. Best thing is to maybe have a tasbih account of that, okay? And that probably the best way. Abdul just shared a story with me. He goes, the first year he went to do Tawaf, Umrah, they all went as a group to kiss the black stone. And in the process, he lost a nail, a toenail. Only one toenail. Glued it back again. Yeah. So the point is, why put yourself there? Exactly. He won't go back like that unless it's nice and quiet. Any other questions? Yep. Bismillah. Yeah. Yeah. Every time you go near the black stone, do you read Bismillah Allahu Akbar? Yes. Okay. When you go to the holy, when you finish a round, you start a new round saying, by kissing your hands, say, and you're giving salams now. So the Prophet was riding the Qaswa camel, and he had a stick, and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was using that to touch it. Okay, and when you can't, you give Bismillah, Allah, you give salam like this. Okay, and you say, and then you carry on again. So that's marking the beginning. Yes. No, babies don't need a haram because they don't. Do babies need a haram? No, but you might want to. They look cute in a haram until it goes loose. God help, right? But here you get it. But some babies are fine. Yeah, and some, you might not want. It depends. It's not binding. For sure, younger children, we want to take them and get them doing the Umrah. Inshallah ta'ala. Some of them, you'll be surprised. They find energy you've never seen before. Like really an incredible contact. This is why all those who are taking their children, alhamdulillah for you. Why? Because you've given. I found this in my children when they went a few years ago, the first time. They were very young, and my brother's saying what it did to them. It established a link between them and the Kaaba, and the Prophet was great, blessed grave as well. So it's very good for them, especially with this pure, clean fitrat. For it to come into contact with that spiritual space, does something amazing for them, inshallah. Yes. Any other questions? Yeah. There's no makruh time for Umrah outside the days of Hajj, for example. I think it comes specifically for maybe the days of Hajj. There's no makruh time. However, there is a makruh time for the 2 rak'ah wajib post Tawaf or post Umrah. When you finish a Tawaf, you must always read 2 rakat. When can you not read those 2 rakat? Well, 3, you need 5 actually. No, 3 time prayers. So you're going to have, if it's going to be sunrise, actually post Fajr, okay, and post sunrise, is that clear? And then also look, midday, just before Zohar by 20 minutes, Zawal time. You can't do sajda those times. Okay? And half an hour or 20 minutes leading up to Maghrib, so the 20 minutes before Maghrib. And then, what is it? Post Asr Farz. Okay, is that clear? So now look, now what do you do in those states? You just wait a bit. Is that clear? Wait for the sun to rise, wait for Zohar to enter, okay? And then you pray those, wait for Maghrib to enter, then you pray those 2 rakahs. That's a good question. That's about Qur'an. But we know there's no makruh time for Quran Sharif recitation. Okay? For Sajda Tilawa there is. Okay? But Quran Sharif recitation, none. And also Tawaf will be 24 hours a day. You might say, I can't do Tawaf, I'll get tired. But when you enter the masjid, read 2 rakahs. Okay? And just greet the masjid and sit down. The beautiful thing is, the best thing is Tawaf. Then the best thing is to stand and recite Quran. That has 40 rahmats. Alhamdulillah, look Allah's mercy. Even looking, gazing at the Kaaba Sharifah, you get reward. So it's just sitting there. It's so beautiful. Like, it's hard to explain unless you've been there. When you look at the Kaaba Sharifah, the buzz you get, it's a space like you've never been to spiritually, and the heart's at peace. Why? Because it's at the house of God. I mean, what we're talking about here, by the way, we're talking about a house that Allah has chosen from all the spaces on the planet, that one space, to be the center point for Muslim worship. Every dua, you want to face Kaaba. Namaz, you look for the Kaaba Sharifah. When we die, we're facing the Kaaba Sharifah. We're buried, all the graveyards, all the Muslims' faces are facing Kaaba. Isn't that a small thing? This is built by angels, then the prophets. And Rasul born in Makkah Sharif, and how he spent 53 years in that space. All the seerah stories that you know of, you might download the seerah onto your CD player or, onto your phone, and as you're journeying, you're listening to the seerah. What else do you do on a plane? Watch a movie. Well, not a bunda, you've got enough time in your life to watch movies. Don't watch a movie going, some already planned, I'm going to watch it on there, save me a cinema ticket. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you want to focus on, doing things like that, where you might have your favorite, speaker. Nasheeds are fine, nuts are fine, because they help your soul, right? But, I'm not going to make a judgment. If I see you watching a movie, I'm not going to say nothing, right? But I'm pretend I didn't see it as well. But I think, this is a journey of a lifetime. You're fortunate. For you to be sitting here, even thinking about it, you can't thank Allah enough. For you now finally to be going. How many years you've been saying, some of you have been dreaming. Some people have been dreaming this for a long time, by the way. For it to finally come together, it's an amazing moment in your life. And so here you really want to make the most of it. Inshallah ta'ala, you have a blessed journey. So here, this is the Tawaf. I just mentioned a good point about making wuzu. When you wuzu, just go gentle, when you're rinsing, just go gentle. When you really feel like itching and you remember, Allahumma salli alayhi. Was it just to press it, he said, just, you have to find a way around it. But all of this is trying to raise our consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we're trying to establish a state where we're always with Allah. And the Ihram does that, because you have to be in a higher God-conscious state, because you have to be careful of everything all the time, right? And so that's what it does. That's why the Hajj is great as well, because Hajj also forces you to raise your game. You see, you're always thinking that you're present with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like we said, the first 3 cycles, it is sunnah for men to do Ramal. Ramal is the jog, okay, moving the shoulders, okay? Of course, it's got a story behind it. The Prophet, when they migrated to Medina Sharif and they came back to do the first ever Qada Umrah, that was the first time they entered. The Quraysh were watching, thinking, you know what? Medina Sharif was famous for its fever. And so people would die sometimes with that fever, right? And the Prophet made dua that Allah move it out of Medina Sharif to another place. And so they said, oh, look, they're going to come back weak. So then this movement of jogging was supposed to show to Quraysh, we're strong. Bring it on if you need to. We can face you. And that was the idea. For sure, because he did it once, we're doing it all the way until the Day of Judgment. And that's the idea. And it's nice when I know why. You're like, bro, this is a bit weird. What are we doing this for? But if you know why, then it's not weird for you. You're like, bring it on, I'll carry on doing this because I know I'm with the Prophet. So this is why the more I read about Makkah Sharif, the more I know, the better. Why? The better, because when I enter the Haram, I don't look at it as just a building. Bro, it's like, it's a decent building, this, you know. No, Habibi, you missed the plot. You've lost the plot. This is not a time for you to start bringing in your engineering skills. This is a moment for you to just take in. Take into your heart, right? And just soak in where you are. This is a space where Allah's mercy is perpetually descending. This is where people come, their major and minor sins are obliterated forever. This is a place that gives you incredible hope. This one's changed people that people said they can never change. You get people say, change this one, never. This place change those. Everybody goes in that place, they go humble. Kings come there, they don't come with their titles. They have no choice but to come humble. You get it? So this is Allah's court. This is the Kaaba Sharifa Musharrafa. This place is surrounded by locations where du'as are accepted. Where? First sight of the Kaaba, dua accepted. Okay? Right? Near the door, okay? Dua accepted. Maqam Ibrahim, dua accepted. Okay? Rukn Yamani, Rukn Hajar Aswad, wherever you go, if you pray inside the semicircular wall and you can get in there, it's like praying inside the Kaaba Sharifa. Wow. So these are moments. This is where you want to be on it. Right? Inshallah ta'ala, trying your best. Alhamdulillah. Like I said, find your strength. Some people's strength is Quran wrestling. Some people's strength is Tawaf. Some people's strength is not that. Guess what they're going to be doing? And what they're doing is no less than other people. They're going to be giving water out. Then go to the Zamzam cans, keep filling up water and just giving it to random people. And the people will be giving them to Allah khushraka in different languages. Allah yarda alayka, you ain't got a clue what they're saying. But they're making dua for you because you gave them Zamzam. Guess what? They just finished their Tawaf. Guess what? Some of them were really about to faint. Some people are now including you in their du'as, right? It could be that. You might just say, you know what, I'm going to give out dates. I'm going to take dates and sneak them in and give them out to the Hajjis around the Tawaf. It could be anything, mate. You might even find people who are scared to go to the Kaaba and you're like, come Haji, come, I'll take you. 2, 3 of you, and you grab them, you take them to the Kaaba. They felt that they could never touch the Kaaba because you boys helped along. Wow. That's why carry some sweets with you for the children who are crying, give them a little lollipop. All of these things are beautiful things to do. Lucozade sweets, my mom loves them. Those ones, people give you dua and they'll get happy. So there's lots of ways of connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we're going to try to come to an end. What do you do while making tawaf? Supplicate, whatever's good, Think about your du'as. Think deep. Think the ummah's really in need of dua. There's some people out there who really need it. Some of your loved ones have passed away. Wallahi, this is a moment where you would love to have them. And you use this journey to, send a reward for them. Get it? So when I finish my Umrah, for example, I might do another one for who? You might say Rasulullah. Somebody else might say my dad, my mom, my granddad. She was amazing. My grandmother was amazing to me. Or people like that, You go and you gift that reward to them. Is that clear? Okay, that's what it's about. It's about being faithful. It's about appreciating people who have, played an important role in your life, and so forth. One of my favorites is that when people stand outside with a box of biscuits or sweets, and you just watch. Sometimes we look at thinking, man, they look a bit greedy. They're not. We're just really lucky. They're poor people. And they're grateful for even a biscuit. They'll come for it. And you give out, they'll go quickly, don't they? The dates go quickly. And it's so powerful because they're going to give you dua. They'll be walking away giving you du'as. Yes, Junaid. Yeah. Where else do they want to pray? Like you're going all that way, you're going to pray behind who? At the end of the day, you pray behind these imams, inshallah. They're the imams of the Haram. And some people are in favor of repeating their prayers. Good luck to you, mate. That's your personal choice. But pray behind the imam, pray in jama'ah. The other thing you want to do is pray in jama'ah. You don't want to go and sleep in the hotel rooms. For some people, this comfortable place, I've never bet. They're like, wow, this is nice. TV lagaya, don't put that TV on. Do yourself a favor, please don't put that TV on. If you know somebody will, hide the remote. Remote? Hide it. Why? You don't need a TV. If you want to see the Kaaba, go downstairs. Do you get it? Go to the Haram. Unless you can control and your channel will be Makkah Sharif or the Haram, that's maybe okay. But some people, it's so easy from there, they're suddenly watching movies and God knows what else, okay? So please just think about these things, plan your journey and so forth. It's sunnah to touch the Yemeni corner each time you pass it with both hands or the right hand only. You don't kiss it or point to it if I know it's touch it. So, to touch it with your physically, and some ulama allow you to do this, give it salam from a distance. But the Yemeni corner is powerful. It does get busy there, okay? There are times, you have monitor time when it's quiet. When is the Haram quiet? When is it empty? Never. When is it quiet? There are times, most likely post 11 o'clock, because people are gone for Isha. Asha is supper. So Isha finishes, then people do Tawaf and so forth. But sometimes you're surprised because there's 100,000 thinking the same as you. You get it? So it's sort of trying to look for those times. It's a good idea that you from Maghrib you stay until Isha. There's no point coming out. It's too busy and you're just gonna, waste your time and get tired. There's nothing wrong with having a good sleep, and breakfasts and food and shopping. It's all mubarak, it's all sadaqah, inshallah ta'ala. That's not an issue, It's just sort of having a balance that you don't spend all your time in the hotel room or the foyer. What's the point? Like, for God's sake, you go there and you're like just sitting in the hotel because of internet, for example. You feel sorry for people like that. You say, may Allah get them out of that and get in there, and just, even if you do nothing, just sit there and read something or sit there and just enjoy like I said, instead of wasting your time, inside the shopping centers. They're challenging, by the way. It's very addictive. Like the mango ice cream from Haagen-Dazs, try that one. I'll tell you, after that, you're like, my God, it's addictive. But it's balancing. It's not saying you can't enjoy yourself. It's just trying to strike a balance. No. What else am I saying? After mango, Haagen-Dazs, I've forgot now. You're a bit tired as well, like me. Performing the Tawaf. At the end of the 7th cycle, complete the Tawaf by repeating the 2 cycles or reading the 2 cycles at the end. I don't think you're going to see this type of rush except on a Friday. On a Friday, it might be as busy as this. I might be wrong. You'll be surprised sometimes, okay? Unless you go in an Easter, it could pick up, get busy, okay? Is that clear? But even this type of rush, it still moves, alhamdulillah. Nothing to really be scared about, inshallah, alhamdulillah. The only places where you get a push is near the Hajar Aswad or inside the Hatim semicircular wall when you're trying to get in to pray. And sometimes a bit of it near Rukn Yamani. Outside that, it's nice. It's very gentle, alhamdulillah. Maqam Ibrahim, what's inside Maqam Ibrahim? It's the footstep of Prophet Ibrahim, which work like a lift for him. So it's Mubarak. Some will say, don't touch it. Our teachers believe it's fine to touch. You're touching the Kaaba. This is a Mubarak place, okay? So for sure you can, but you won't be able to pray like this. That's not a good call. Why? It's very busy. And you pray further behind from Maqam Ibrahim. I tell you, one of the things that you don't want to miss out is prayer in the Tawaf area. If you can get your namaz in that Tawaf area, it's so beautiful. Especially Fajr and Maghrib. The loud prayer when they're reciting, it's such an amazing space to pray near the Kaaba. So, but you'll have to, sometimes they close gates. So you have to try to get in, 15 minutes before Azan, 20 minutes before Azan. Depending on the rush, you need to be inside the doors. Otherwise, they will close. I can't hear you. For the women, what? For the women, sometimes they have an area in the Tawaf area where the women can pray. So generally in Tawaf area, when the azan is called, they will start to move the women out from the Tawaf area. Okay, but then in Umrah time, they locate a space in the Tawaf area for ladies. So look out for that. Otherwise, they might push you out slightly. But just go out and then you can run back in again. Is that clear? So men and women are together in this space. But this is the only place where men and women are all together. You don't have it in Medina Sharif. This is the only place. Only during the Salah they tend to move and split the people up. So here, it's a very special in that regard. And then you've got Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Zamzam they have in wherever you go, and this is a picture of the Holy Kaaba, the blessed door. It's quite high up. It must be 6'6" or something like this, maybe 7 foot, maybe. So some people like to put their hands there. The Prophet just slightly to the left of this, between the black stone, okay, it's called Multazam. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam put his blessed chest, and I think it's a left cheek, and he did this, and he made dua by putting iltizam, by clinging on. So that's the way to hold on to the Kaaba Sharifa and to make the dua. Is that clear? Allahumma salli wa barik alayhi. And Sa'i of Safa Marwa, boy, if you get a Safa Marwa like that, you're laughing. But it's not that busy. Like even in Hajj, there were times where it wasn't that busy. You've got 4 floors to Safa Marwa. So when you go into Sa'i, by the way, something to remember, it says there Sa'i. It's a large gate behind Maqam Ibrahim, and you head towards that area. So once you finish your Tawaf, you pray 2 rak'ahs, you sort of wait near those boards. And sometimes you can stand there. Sometimes you need to stand to the right and left and wait for your family members to gather. Will you be parted? Possibly, unless you cling on strong. Is that clear? And then when you get to Safa Marwa, as you walk into the masjid away from the Kaaba, subhanallah, you have 2 options. Either you go up a ramp to take you to the first floor, or you go and you go straight, you end up on the ground floor. So you can end up on 2 levels. There's a 3rd and a 4th as well. Okay, and it's nice and wide. Can you see this area here? This is really for the wheelchairs. Okay, and sometimes people walk here as well. Okay, but generally speaking, okay, it's hard on your feet because it's again hard tiles, and so it can take its toll sometimes. Allahumma salli. So head towards Safa. It says Safa there. You can see part of the hill there, and you sort of, and so as you come towards Safa, you can see there's an incline. Okay, it's going up. So that's now you on Safa, because old Safa, that would be the beginning of it. So you'd have to go all the way up to the glass. Okay, as soon as you go slightly up, okay, that should suffice. You face the Kaaba. Okay, and then you say Bismillah and off you go. Okay. So Safa, you start from Safa and then you go to Marwa. This is from upstairs, because you get a gap where you can look down, you can see people sitting. They can't sit anymore because they put like a glass barrier between the people and the actual mountain. Okay, you can start at Safa, face the Qibla and say La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, and you've got other long du'as that you may recite when you're at Safa. You can see the Kaaba Sharif. Oh, here's a good point. Safa and Marwa are not part of the masjid. So if a woman's left, she's on a menstrual cycle, and she can't enter the masjid, right, to do the tawaf, but she can sit on Safa and Marwa. And that's actually fairly close, because you can see the Kaaba all day long, and nobody will move you. So you can go to Safa and Marwa, and that's not part of the masjid. Are you clear? That's not part of the masjid, okay? No. Whenever one reaches between the green lights, okay, you have these lights on the side here. You can see it here, there on the picture there, okay? And then you hasten, you sort of run, okay, and jog. And some people go for a sprint, mashallah. They really run for it, yeah. See the lower ground floor, okay, the ground floor, right, okay, is probably going to be, it's something that they've built recently. So if you wanted to do it on the level that the Prophet did, most likely you need to go on the first, the sort of up the ramp, which is going to be the first floor. Okay, and so staying in the middle area, okay, would be the most sort of closest to where the Prophet was. Is that clear? because obviously they've expanded it, haven't they? Okay, so at certain points it goes way beyond Safa Marwa, like that. Okay, and so that would be fine, but it'd be valid on whichever floor you did it. Okay, you don't do Safa Marwa if you're just doing a Tawaf. You only do Safa Marwa when you're Umrah, just in case you think every Tawaf Safa Marwa. No, okay, Safa Marwa you only do during the Umrah. Outside that, you don't do Safa Marwa. Okay, and Piriman. And some people forget. This place is like that. The Grand Mufti of Damascus, Shaykh Abu Yusuf ibn Abidin, who was the teacher of Shaykh Samir, he went there. He's the Mufti of Sham. When he got to Safa Marwa, the place, the exaltedness of it, the majesty of it, Habit took over. Mufti of Sham is trying to remember Safa to Marwa 1, was it Safa to Marwa to Safa 1? And he forgot. And he went Safa to Marwa, Marwa to Safa 1. So he ended doing 14 rounds. Ay Allah, can you feel it? Yeah, I can feel it. Those who've done it, you can feel it in your calves, isn't it? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. So now you can see people making dua here. When you reach Marwa, again, recite the transmitted supplications. If you're really tired, you could just get to Marwa, face Makkah Sharif, the Haram, the Kaaba Sharifa, and you could tell by the tiles, because the tiles are all facing that way. So if the prayer time enters, you can pray in that area. Try to pray, don't pray behind the women. Try to stay with the men. Is that clear? Okay. And so here, you would be able to work out the Kaaba by the tiles. Even from outside the masjid, you can tell from the tiles which way the Kaaba is. Okay. Good. It is mustahab to perform 2 cycles of prayer for complete salah. So when you get to the end of your Umrah, okay, and you finish Safa Marwa, it's recommended to pray 2 rakahs, okay, as shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is before you shave your hair, okay, and then you shave your hair. Is that clear? So you'll see people praying there, inshallah ta'ala. Hi. MashaAllah. This is Mubarak because look, subhanAllah, the hair is beautiful. And when you shave your hair off for the sake of Allah, it's close in some ways to giving, like Ismail salam was about to give his, Ibrahim was about to take his son Ismail's life for the sake of Allah. And Allah replaced it with the ram. So, giving something like hair for the sake of Allah, it has an incredible reward, okay? And so, how much? 10 riyals it cost? 10 riyals, yeah. So that's sort of box standard, that's what you pay for a haircut there, which is how much? Thank God, the pound's gone up a bit now. Alhamdulillah, it's gone up a little bit, about £2. £2, okay. I always, whenever I got Umrah, when I have my last haircut with the barber, I always give him extra. Before going to Umrah, I always give the barber, but he's a Muslim, so it's good to sort of give that sadaqah in preparation for losing my hair. Yeah, I think you might miss out on a haircut. Here you are. So now, do you have questions before we come to an end? Okay, this is good stuff. Like some people might have a plan. I'm going to read 100,000 La ilaha illallah. You get it? Some might have a plan to recite a Quran. Some might have a plan to do 5 umrahs. They're good. 1 umrah a day is not too bad. Okay, not binding. Some people say to you 1 umrah only. Like the Salafis say only 1 umrah. It's bid'ah to do more. Okay, but it's you're there, and some people have incredible, mashallah, energy there. So alhamdulillah, whatever's easy, enjoy it. I think the key thing is enjoy it. Enjoy it. Put up. By the way, put up with your neighbors when you're on the, on the buses, on the plane. These are people, they're journeying with you. Some people have it tougher than others. Reach out to them, talk to each other. Try and make sure you don't backbite and slander. Is that clear? Just help each other, inshallah ta'ala. Yes, just first, yes, go for it. If there's a need, for example, if someone's scared, people get scared of crowds sometimes. So yeah, they might hold on to their hand or their arm. That won't break their wudu in the Hanafi madhab. And so that would be fine. Is that clear? Okay. But try to make a wedding film there. No. You will find there's a real need for people. Sometimes they get scared. That's not an issue. Okay. That's one that happens. I wouldn't carry too much money with you when you're making tawaf. You find bad people wherever you go, and it's possible someone might pick your pocket, you know. So don't make sure you split your money up or use the safes that they have. Yes. Yeah, Bismillah. We have an offer on anyway. Ask to get the third one free. No. Yeah, of course. So can I drink Zamzam during Tawaf? I may fill up the bottle and take it with me to the house, to the hotel, pardon me, or drink it all the time. This is beautiful. This is detox. You're looking for, somebody said to me today, I find people who bathe once a week, I find that disgusting. I said, I find somebody who prays once a week disgusting. Yeah, I think we're the first one, you got physical dirt. Why? Because they haven't bathed for a week, they're dirty. The second one, you find spiritual dirt. People don't relate to that anymore, That's dirty. The fact that your heart's not clean and you haven't made tawbah for a while and so forth. So here, this is good. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's miraculous water, which the Prophet spat in, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And you're detoxing, cleansing. So good. Yes, you may. You may eat and drink during tawaf. There's a need, it's not a problem. Yep. Whilst to travel, it's haram to travel without a mahram. You might find Shafis allow it or the government allows it. That's a different issue, okay? But once you're there, the Prophet sent Sayyidina Aisha's brother, I think it was, with her to Masjid Aisha to put the ihram on. So I think I need to check the ruling on that. But I think because it's not, I'm not sure where it falls into, right? So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Third one. No, it's more jogging. So it's like jogging like that, yeah. But the Prophet moved his shoulders, you see. So that's why they do that. Yes, Hamza. Yeah, so you must have wudu for ihram. Must have wudu for tawaf. So if you bleed during ihram, you break your wudu. Okay. If it stains your ihram, you wash it. If you need to change your ihram, you may change it if you want to. But if you bleed during tawaf or you break your wudu, you go make wudu. You know what? Thank God they've got new wudu stations. Not toilet. For toilet, it's a long journey. We'll back out. But wudu, alhamdulillah, you know where the Zamzam water taps are? Okay, you'll see them. Okay, and just behind Maqam, alhamdulillah, they've got wudu stations for men and women separate. You can make wudu there quickly and come back in again. So if you break your wudu, you go make wudu and you carry on from where you left off. You carry on from where you left off. Okay, that's good. For Safa Marwa, it's not binding to have wudu from what I remember. Okay, but it's mustahab for sure. I'm quite sure about that. Yep. Yeah. No, you're out of your ihram at the point you cut your hair. You release your hair. So after that, you're out of ihram. So the point of the ihram, the hair cutting releases you from ihram state. Yes.
When you want to perform the second Umrah, you have to go to a certain mosque.
Yeah, Masjid Aisha or Masjid Jarana. There's a number. Jarana. There's a number of places you can go to. There's more than that. There's about 5-6 points. You have to travel out about 20 minutes bus ride or 15 minutes, okay? And then you go there, you make the niyat and your talbiyah, and then from there you come back in again. Yeah, normally you get taxis. But us as a group, generally, every day we sort of have a bus between ourselves. Everybody chips in their 10 riyals to pay for the bus, and we tend to do like that. So on the group, we'll say, Umrah tonight at this time, be ready. You just come down, okay? So I think we're quite good at that. We're very helpful when it comes to those type of things. I think one of the pluses that I've found over the years that, one, we give a lot of attention to our people. We're very close. It's a very brotherly, that type of relationship. So I hope those who've been with us have found something similar. And, we try our best to give you, like the ziyarat, we go foot tours, we go around showing you different places, and inshallah ta'ala, we'll continue to do that. I mean, we won't, everything's not going to tick the box. For example, sometimes you get people upset. Why? you might have problems with passports and visas. Sometimes they happen. Sometimes their room is like on the Pullman, for example. They give you rooms randomly. You can't say, I want these rooms. Whatever comes in the system. So your room might end up like really far in the hotel, but he can't do nothing. It's not his thing to do. This out of his control. So, it's humans. Humans get upset. We'll try. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, do I need to make my phone do wuzu as well? Yeah, there is Wi-Fi. You can get SIMs. The hotels have Wi-Fi. You can get SIMs that you can use and so forth. So that's not difficult, that part. That part's quite easy. But the best way to do that will be to go to one of those Saudi telecommunications places with your passport or something, and then get your SIM. But those things we can work out as we move along. Anything else before I give? Do you want to speak? Yeah, Bismillah, please. Yeah, when we get there, we tend to have you've seen the itinerary. We have lessons with Shaykh Samit. We'll have to work out how we do that, because we tend to get a room and get everybody in at men and women separate times, and then through those lessons we will use them to educate you and prepare you for the journey to Medina Sharif, inshallah ta'ala. So don't worry about that part of it, inshallah. Yes. I think, like I said, the wudu places, you can just go to the side and do that. As for official places changing nappies, no, you won't get that. You just have to just do it, that should be fine. Yeah, sir. Niyat ke liye, I mean, is it binding to have muh mera taraf Kaaba Sharif ke to make a niyat? No. You don't need to do that. Direct check jao, zahir hai Kaaba Sharif agya hai. ना भी कहे तो फिर भी हो जाएगा. देखिए इस तरह की जो नियत है ना, ये मुस्तहब्बात से है, राइट, कि मैं मुंह तरफ किबला शरीफ, मुंह तरफ हाजिर किबला शरीफ, कितना फर्क पड़ेगा. काबा शरीफ आगे है, वो आप भी जानते हैं, रब भी जानता है, इसको नियत कहते हैं. That suffices, Yeah, Bismillah. I want to go home. Hurry up, man. Sorry, I've been teaching since 10 o'clock non-stop. अच्छा टाइम मगरिब आज माफी इन्होंने बोला if you're praying outside the masjid, for sure you need to look at the tiles, because the tiles tell you which way the Kaaba is, and that's an important part of your prayer being valid. Is that clear? Okay, so make sure what that means is that if you're late, for example, you come out of the hotel and you just put your prayer mat wherever people happen to be, just make sure you look at the tiles and to make sure you determine which way the Kaaba is. Yallah, you do that part, and then that's it. I think you need this one. So this is Shazad, by the way. He's the one you've been talking to on the phones, if you have.
I'm the one you guys been troubling. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah. Just a few things some people have asked that I just raise and clarify. One is about the slides. What we're going to do is we're going to ask Abu Zahra if we can have a copy of the slides, and then we'll email them out to you or WhatsApp them so everyone can have the slides. One thing we need everyone, we're going to send you the tickets. I'm waiting for the tickets to come to me. As soon as I get the tickets, I'll send everyone their own tickets. Make sure you print your tickets and keep a copy of them. Also, your visas. Make sure you have a copy of your visas printed and have it electronically, so you've always got that copy with yourselves. We were talking just about mobile phones and SIMs. What we're going to do is we were just talking about it a few days ago, that hopefully we're going to check with some brothers who are in Saudi and just think about which mobile provider we should get and tell everyone to purchase the same provider. So then at least it's easier to communicate and cheaper as well. Itineraries, everyone's been sent their itineraries. There are 3 different itineraries. You only need to know your itinerary that you've been sent. That's what you need to focus on. And that is really important in terms of going there. Inshallah, when we get to Mecca, in the dailies, tours and the classes, they're all the same, but it's just about that's about flights and the timings and arrival and that. So if you have any questions on them, you can send them to me directly rather than send them to the whole group and getting others confused. Another thing, someone's asked about injections. You don't need injections for the visas. And departure times we mentioned, please arrive at the airport 3 hours before your flight. What to do when you get to the airport? When you get to the airport, you don't need to wait for the group. Go, you got your ticket, you got your visa, just go and get your luggage checked in, and then make your way towards the actual, go through security check-in, go all the way to the flight desk. You don't need the whole group to come, and because everyone's going to have to wait and go through the same checkout together, separately. So you'd rather, as soon as you've got your ticket and you've got your boarding pass, then make your way towards the gate of the flight. And then what I'm going to do is hopefully make a group, and the leader of each group who's on that flight, and they'll have a coordination between all those who are on that flight, and so everyone will be connected in that way. Also, if there's anyone else who wants to be added to the WhatsApp groups, please send me your names, the name and the number, and then I'll add them all to the group, inshallah. And then if there's anyone else, any other questions that we need to ask? Yeah, so the recordings, inshallah, as soon as we finish these recordings, we're gonna get you a link and we'll send it. I think it's gonna be on YouTube. And then the other thing is Salah, inshallah, we're gonna pray now upstairs Maghrib. But if there's any other questions? Okay, one more, which I've nearly forgot, which is really important, is the payments. So people have been sending payments, and some people haven't put references on there. So what I need is, if everyone can go back and just go back and check the date of the payment, the amount, and the name, and send me. I want everyone to send me all these messages, as in when they were done, so I can coordinate with the travel company, saying these are all the payments, and so they can track them all down. Because some people have sent payments without a reference, which doesn't help us. Apart from that, inshallah, we hope you have a blessed journey. And if there's anything that we can help with, please just send us a message, inshallah. Okay, inshallah, we're going to pray upstairs, Maghrib upstairs now, inshallah. Sisters here, is it? Sisters here, inshallah. Can I have this? This.